ViirtualMan back at it again, this time with a version 4 of his infamous 128GB image. As you can see here, we're in Emulation Station, but a big upgrade to this image is not only did it fix a bunch of things, but a track mode setup. When overclocked, it is buttery smooth. So this is going to be a great image for your big screen TVs, your little 1921 inchers, and even your bar top arcade cabinets. This thing's going to do it all. I'm really excited about it. Whether or not you're on version 3 or version 4, both would definitely make my top 5 128s. Alright, we are successfully overclocked. We've removed the background music, and this is ViirtualMan's version 4 now of his 128GB image. And I was a little reluctant to review this one because he just released the version 3 saying, hey, this is going to be my last one. But as you know, especially with these, tweakers, I think tweakers is a good thing in this regard. You're never happy with what you have. So he definitely made quite a bit of updates. The one biggest thing is going to be that this does have a track mode with all the wheel art, updated box art, everything. Supposedly it's totally gone through. If you missed it, some of the big deals about this image in the past was it does have the updated arcade.config file, so all the arcade ROM sets are working and functional. It had a huge variety. I think it's close to 10,000 games and like 25, 30 plus systems, all from the 1970s, 80s, or it's more the 80s, 90s, and 2000s is the focus. And then the CD games. There's 120 PlayStation, I believe, 120, and then PSP Minis 290 ports. You got full versions of Brutal Doom, Duke Nukem, Quake Episode 5, Mission Pack 1 and 2, both configured for your controller, but as well as a mouse and keyboard will work as well. And then you just have full collections of all these other things. Nintendo 64, a little smaller collection there. I believe this is video snaps, yep. So it's all beautiful. You got the JPEG and then the video snaps. Personally, this is one of my favorite ways to view Emulation Station. He also had it pre-installed with some other themes. So Greenalicious, comic book theme, box alloy, carbon, card crazy, and then back to Greenalicious. I'm going to do comic book because, I've been doing these reviews on the Greenalicious. And the comic book theme, I think, is appealing to a lot of people out there. It's a beautiful as well. So you click in and you get your video snaps. So this one does not support the JPEG first, but you still get the video snaps. All right, so let's go through the systems really quick. Ports, you saw those are the Quakes, things like that. PSP Minis 290, my favorite game, 321 Super Crash, but there's a lot of great games in here as well. PlayStation 120. I believe this is going to be the same as before. So really good stuff. A game that I discovered on this on PlayStation before was the Toy Story Racing. Really cool game. It's kind of like Revolt, but with a Toy Story theme. I think a lot of people are going to want to see what they have. You got Revolt as well. And the reason I overclocked is it's going to look a lot... Toy Story Racer, great little game here. The reason I overclocked was it's going to run PlayStation a little better, Nintendo 64 a little better, and then a track mode is going to run really great. So scumvm, it's great to see some scumvm love. These are some really great games. I grew up on these games, and I really love them. They were, adventure games, and there's different outcomes and role-playing to do. Day of the Tentacle being one of my personal favorites, as well as Full Throttle. But there's a lot of great games in these as well. Leisure Suit Larry, it's not really PG-13. It does require a mature audience on those. Sam & Max as well, great game. So a lot of really cool games. The Dig, great games. These are all LucasArts helped play those games, and we know that they made some cool Star Wars games and movies and many other things in their franchise. The Sega 32X, you got about them all there. Sega Cd, let's see if the Terminator was fixed. That was one of the problems with the last one. All right, let's just make sure that loads. Great Sega Cd game. All the CD games on here are in their most compressed format, so that's why he's able to get so many games. As you can see, he did add all the bezels as well. He said that it had included more bezel support, and they were all configured properly. So here you go. Terminator, great game. Running just fine. Oh, we got a little auto turret over here. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that's one strong turret. Okay. So Terminator works. So your Sega CD's all good. Super NES 784. Oh, I got stuck there for a second. Super NES 784. Got all your good games there. TurboGrafx 1694. Good stuff. Vectrex 26. RetroPie setup, this is something I really liked, and I'll show you how I did it really quick, but you have background music easily to turn it on and off. You just click here and you hook a keyboard up. Adding a hard drive really easily. And then the overclock script is pretty cool. It only adds one other option, which is the 1.3 gigahertz from the 1.2. So you can only go between those two. And then switch to Emulation Station or a track mode, and then you got your Wi-Fi option. So that's cool. So my collections, he's got Arcade Old School, which was on his previous image, NES Classic, which is all the NES Classic games that came with the NES Classic, and then the SNES Classic, all the games that came with the SNES Classic. Those are the 2016, 2017 releases. So all games, it is about 8,031. I said 10,000 earlier. I'm sorry. So closer to 8,000, which this system doesn't have like your Amstrad and your ZX Spectrum. So a lot of those times you see these images that have like crazy high numbers. A lot of it is because they're like 4-bit, 8-bit, really small bit games that don't take up much space at all. These are video snaps as well. Video snaps take up about twice the space versus no video snaps. So keep that in mind as well. So huge arcade set, a lot of discovery to do here. All the X-Men, the Street Fighter, your CPS games, all that stuff is stuffed in there, and it's all configured nice and well. So that's cool. Atari 2600, 648, Coleco 140, Dreamcast 5. So we got Aqua GT, Cosmic Smash, so some tennis, some Shenmue, and some Soul Calibur. Game Boy 562, Game Boy Color 1037, so huge collection here. And if you've seen me review this image before, what I really like about it is not only that it has those boot screens, but also with the portable systems, they don't stretch out the frames. They have it perfectly in a nice little bezel. So I really like the configuration here on the portable systems. It's one of my favorite ways to play portables. Game Boy, you're going to see a similar thing where you have a little Game Boy screen. So let's just take Game Boy, for example. Amazing Tater. Get the cool little launch screen, and then we're going to see here in just a moment that you get a nice cute little bezel. There you go. And there it is. Nintendo Game Boy. So, I mean, that's really, I like that a lot. Small detail already set up for you. Sega Genesis 764, Master System 271. I like that it says Genesis, not Mega Drive. 25 of these. Here you go. Castlevania, Chopper Attack, Cruisin' Exotica, Duke Nukem, F-Zero, Kirby, Zelda, Mace, Mario Kart, StarCraft, Super Mario, WWF, and Yoshi's Story. Neo Geo 141, that's going to be all your Neo Geos. A lot of fun there. Nintendo 781, those are going to be the majority of your games there. Ports back to the Dooms and the Quakes, and then PSP Minis. So there you have it. We're going to go ahead and switch over to a track mode now. Give that a little whirl. So here we are in a track mode, and as you can see, got all the wheel art with video snaps and box art. Very beautiful. Now this doesn't have a console menu, or I may have messed something up, but it just goes into the system. So there's no way to go back from here. You just got to scroll right to left to go to the different systems. But as you can see, it looks beautiful. Really nice. I like this PlayStation one. Got all, look at that, all your wheel art, all your box art, all your video snaps. It's nice to see something complete. A lot of these images have like question marks, things like that. You know, look how beautiful this is. Sega 32X, PSP minis. Look at all this. Look at all those freaking artwork and box art and video snaps. And you can see it runs great. This is partially because I'm overclocked, but it's really fast here. Look how fast this is. These video snaps are just rocket speed. And going between systems, there's a little bit of a delay there going between systems, but not bad. So here's a track mode setup, and he added all your different things you might want to use in track mode, which is nice. I like a big menu here. You know, get background script, overclock script, H hard drive adding script, switch back to Emulation Station script. All right, and then back to arcade, and look at this arcade set. I mean, typically arcade sets, you're going to get a lot of question marks. Look at that, beautiful. I really like a track mode for the discovery. Like if I have friends over and they're just like, whoa, like, you know, it's just like amazing at just how this list never ends. And that to me is pretty cool. Like this endless list of games, endless possibilities. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and take a laggy game like Cruisin' Exotica and see how it plays. Dang, already taking second? What you know about that? Oh, first took itself out. Oh, shoot. This game drifts hard. This game's fun because you don't have to really... It's very unrealistic and you don't really have to use the brakes at all. I haven't used the brakes once. I don't even know if there is brakes in this game. It's a little bit of lag there over the hump. Okay, so brakes is your Y key. This is easy. Oh, now there's somebody hit me from the back. Gave me that little boost. We got this. This is nothing for a boss. Except for that we hit that guy earlier. And we just went into the bushes. I keep thinking this is a crazy taxi, so I'm trying to get as close to the other cars as possible. What? Nice. I'm liking the back roads. Taking the scenic route. There's actually a lot of design put into this game. Should probably drive on the right side of the road here. I got it pinned. Full RPMs. How long is this? Oh, there we go. Beat that time. Alright, so running really well. Running pretty good. A little bit of lag there, but not bad. So now we're going to go over, and switch to Emulation Station. And now this is also going to switch it to the default boot as well, so next time I restart the image, it'll start in Emulation Station. Or if I exit from a track mode, it'll boot back up into a track mode. So the first thing I did here was I did disable the background music, go to RetroPie on Emulation Station, go to the background music, hook in a keyboard, type 1 on your keyboard, hit enter, and then it will automatically reboot. and your background music will be temporarily stopped. You can also go back in and do it again. Again, go to the RetroPie menu, and this time we're going to overclock. There's an overclock script here. You click on the overclock, have a keyboard hooked up, and then take the red pill, number 1. Hit enter, your system will reboot, and you're all overclocked. As long as you have a heatsink or a fan, you're going to be fine. No issues at all with this overclock. All right, so there you have it. ViirtualMan version 5, 128 gigabyte image. I love the 128. I think the 200 256 is everyone's like, likes to have the best of the best and more is better. But the 128 is that sweet spot of just having that, ultimate collection, like right at the border with the video snaps and still not breaking the bank as far as getting it all working well. Should you update from version 3? Maybe. I think the biggest thing, as you saw, is if you want a track mode or not. If you don't want a track mode, then I would probably myself, if I had already downloaded it, just stuck with version 3. If I have a super fast internet connection and bandwidth isn't an issue, then yeah, go download the newest one and just update. It's not a big deal. But keep that in mind. Something that was removed, there is no StarCraft Strategist mod on here, but if you saw, I did a video on it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'll leave it at that. The Terminator was added. A couple other things were fixed. Really cool. Shout out to ViirtualMan on this one. He also wanted to give a shout out to Randy Slim76. Helped him out a lot. And I'll give a shout out. He did mention that if you ever need help on this image or you have questions or you want to build the community more, you should check out his Discord server where he's on. He's talking to people. They're trying to improve things like that. He did say this is the last RetroPie image, but I've talked to many creators in the past, and they've all said that before, and then there's another one. I do think this will be the last one in a while, though, so if you are debating whether to grab one, I think this is probably the one to grab. So that's it for me. I loved it. I'm going to give this one an A. It would definitely make my top 5 128s. I love that it focuses on primarily the systems that I play. I don't play a lot of Atari ST or Amstrad or Amiga, although I really like Amiga, but or Sinclair. I don't play a lot of those games, so these games are what I grew up with, and I play a lot of these. So as far as the collection sets and things like that, that's why I like it so much. But I think it is a preference thing, so you could be the judge on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next one.